Once it gets delivered, if you want to change it, it's a huge deal. It's doable, but it's a big deal. There's a reason that all this equipment is in this room. It's not for, I don't need all these just for myself, but it's incredibly helpful to figure out what size you need. And when you're thinking about the size, to take into account the electrical requirements. Anything that's 2-person and smaller, you usually can get in a 15 amp power supply, which means a regular household outlet will power it. So basically, if you can plug a vacuum cleaner into it, you can run a 1 or a 2-person infrared sauna. Anything bigger than that is going to switch to a 20 or 30 amp, or it's going to go to 220, 240 volts. So when thinking about what to get or how to put this stuff in, you need to consider that, because it's like we talked about in the other videos. If the power panel, the breaker box, is 100 feet away from the location that you want to sauna, and you want this big sauna so the whole family can use it, it might not be cost effective to get somebody to trench around the house and put in a line for 220 or 20 or 30 amp to run that big guy. Does it mean that you shouldn't get a smaller one? No. But every person's situation is different. $2,000 for an electrician to set this up, for one person is no big deal to some people. For other people, it's a complete deal breaker. They won't buy the sauna at all. And so I think that's a huge thing, is to consider your install location, what your electrical requirements are versus the size that you want to get, and find something that's suitable for you and your family and your house. So 1 or 2-person sauna, it's pretty simple. Make sure you have electrical requirements. 3 or 4-person, maybe you need a 20 amp dedicated 120. If the panel's not too far, usually an electrician can put that in for you for anywhere from $250 to $500. As long as it's not a long run, there's no trenching around the house. So the reason that I immediately go so long-winded into someone's individual circumstance is because once the dang thing gets delivered, you're not stuck with it. Like, you can send it back, but it's a huge deal. It's a pallet delivery. It's a box truck. Now imagine that sauna, we couldn't use it that day. And you call the company and say, hey, we want to return this thing. What are they going to say? Okay, put it back in the box. We'll send a truck, a week from now, 5 business days to come pick it up. All right, well, number one, how are we going to get it back in the box like they had it? We're going to try our best. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to tape the hell out of it, and we're going to get it back on that pallet. Now, what's going to happen with the pallet? We don't have any way to get that inside. So what, are we going to put it all back on the pallet and then tarp it, and then A, hope so no one steals it, B, no rain gets through it and destroys the thing because it'll ruin the electronics, and then they won't give us a refund or exchange, right? So the reason that it's so important to select the right thing is because once it gets delivered, if you want to change it, it's a huge deal. It's doable, but it's a big deal. So immediately, I'm way too long-winded. I'm trying to ask people questions. There's no one-size-fits-all for selecting the perfect home sauna. Maybe you and your wife and you want your kids to use it as well. It's not the same as, I just worry about me or a spouse, right? So a 2-person, a 2.5-person, like you helped film the install video for, that would be a great size. Do we need one that's 3 times that big? Probably not, right? So getting that hammered down so that once the dang thing gets here is fine. From there, it's pretty simple. We've taken the guesswork out of it. You've helped with that. We've got installation videos that show you, once you select the right thing for your house, right thing for your budget, take it out of the box, follow the instructional tutorial, goes together. There's really only 6 pieces, a floor, a roof, left and right, front and back, and then some bench pieces in the middle. Hook it up, and then we got training videos that teach you how to use it, cleaning videos. There's not really too much left. Most of the work is done on the front end, kind of like
cool. You took all the guesswork out of it.
Videoing. Well, we try to figure out, so how can we be of service, right? There's a reason that all this equipment is in this room. It's not for, I don't need all these just for myself, but it's incredibly helpful if you bought one of these and you get in a pickle, and then I say, hey, just FaceTime me. I'll walk in it. I'll show you exactly what that piece is. This is what you do. People get into weird situations. Like these saunas here on carpet. A lot of times people, this sauna here is notoriously known for the doors to be misaligned. There's a tack strip in front of the baseboard on the back. So we could do the best job in the world at shimming this thing, but if you move this to another location, the way the doors are adjusted is going to change.
Super uneven, yeah.
So this stuff comes up and then the doors won't close and then people think they have a defective sauna. Well, no, they just need to join the Facebook group or have a 15-second video and say, I'm making this up, hey Sherry, the door is not defective. I can tell by the alignment across the top that the floor is out of level, right? You're either on a tack strip, you're in a basement that has an unlevel floor, you're on a piece of tile where the grout is raised or whatever, Or in some cases where it's damaged in shipping, hey Sherry, your sauna's messed up. Let's get you a new piece or something like that.